quick, as part of PCFO's free technical assistance, we not only do greenhouse gas inventories and tree canopy assessments and all that good stuff, we also help develop the solar market in your area where we can. And part of that is pursuing a Solsmart designation. Now, just to be super clear, we are not affiliated with Solsmart. Solsmart is a DOE program. I, however, used to be the Central Ohio Solsmart advisor, and I'm a big fan of the program, big believer in it. I think it does great work. And so I like to connect everyone and make improvements wherever I can. So I am more than happy to help out with the designation process as part of PCFO's free technical assistance. So just to dig a little bit more into that, figure out my controls here. There we go. So yes, so as part of PCFO's technical assistance, we are more than happy to do community analysis. I have a ton of great data on every solar installation in Ohio, so happy to chop up those numbers, however it might help you. Looking at financial benefit, environmental benefits to try and set goals and things along those lines, and certainly do that for you. If you want to take that information, design a program around that, we can also provide technical assistance there as well. We also have a program called Open Solar. It's free, anyone can use it. If you're interested, I definitely encourage you to take a look at it, but you would use that to do some estimates around individual projects. So if you wanted to put solar panels on City Hall or something like that, we're more than happy to run some numbers. Now, just to be clear, that is not a quote for services, but what that does do is kind of help you understand just what do these projects cost, how long is the ROI, things like that. So, and then finally, what we're going to talk about today, that Solsmart designation. More than happy to serve as a subject matter expert to get you information that might help your project manage the whole thing, because it can be not overwhelming, but it's certainly not simple. So wherever we can help, we're certainly going to try. All right. There's a lot of information on this slide. I won't go over all of it because I know we're trying to go through things quick. The biggest takeaway, the biggest benefit for cities that I see consistently from the Solsmart program is that they will help to streamline your zoning, your permitting, and your inspection. Those are the three most important things that come out of a Solsmart designation, that they have amazingly smart people that are willing to take a look at everything and see how you can improve it and give you recommendations for improvements. So a lot of other things can come out of it, certainly building that confidence within your community. What I do want to stress, some people go into this thinking differently, is that Solsmart does not provide funding to pursue projects. So there's no grant associated with this from the Solsmart program. So just so you have a good understanding and everyone's real clear on those expectations. So there are 4 designations now. The Platinum one just came out. Now, I have taken a look at your online permitting. I've looked at your zoning already. You are a shoo-in for Bronze. That would be really easy for Fairborn to get. Silver is definitely possible and wouldn't be too difficult. Gold will be a push. There's a lot of work that has to go into that and a few things that you might have to convince a few folks that are a good thing. But I think you could do gold if you want. And platinum, that's a big one. There is a lot of work behind it. You earn platinum designation. I think there may be one in the entire United States right now. So if you're up for it, I definitely encourage you to do it, but definitely go into it really understanding what it's really going to take from the city. All right, so just to go through the different levels real quick. For the Bronze, you need to complete a solar statement that just says you're committed to the program and encouraging solar in your community, and you have to post that online. You have to come up with a permitting checklist for solar. So if a resident wants to put a solar panel on their home, and they go to the city's website, there is a nice clear checklist of the different steps and different items that they will need in order to get their approvals and permitting. I'm sorry if there's a little noise in the background right now. It's starting to hail, I think, here. The third piece is a zoning review. I've already looked at your zoning code. It's in pretty good shape. There might be a few tweaks, but nothing major there. Now, with all of the different levels, there are different prerequisites that you need to complete. And then there's also points. So you would need to get 20 points in the permitting and inspection category, 20 points in the planning and zoning category, and then 20 points from any of the other, I believe it's 4 other categories. So it's not too difficult. Most of the criteria are between 5 and 10 points, so it's really easy to build up those points quickly. All right, for silver, in addition to everything for bronze, you also need to do a permit staff training so that everybody understands what any new process might be, so that they can help consumers as they come in. Inspection staff training, they want to make sure everyone's safe as they're doing this. So ensuring that the inspection team is up to snuff on what they need to be looking out for when solar panels are being proposed. Any zoning clarifications that might be needed, and that's just, sometimes things need just a little tweak or something like that. So talking about that. And then also as a part of silver, they want to see the city's website to have a solar landing page where all of this information is right there and really accessible. Definitely a great thing. We've helped a lot of communities do that already, and we've heard feedback from the community that that's been a very useful endeavor. In addition to that, you need 40 more points. So on top of the 60 with bronze, you need an additional 40 points, any category. So whatever you're most interested in there. For the gold, the 3 additional prerequisites, you need a 3-day turnaround time for permit approvals. It's definitely possible. A little difficult to get people to agree that that is something that they can guarantee. But what Solsmart wants to see is something on the website that says, we guarantee you a 3-day turnaround. Let's see, they want to also see zoning as an accessory use, which I believe Fairborn already has it as, so that's not a problem. And then if there are any barriers within the zoning code, making sure that they are removed. So you'll see in a lot of zoning codes, different setbacks that might be kind of ridiculous when it comes to solar, or certain requirements for how it looks. Certainly solar is one of those things that's it's a standard rectangle. And so it doesn't need a whole lot of aesthetic treatment within the zoning code. On top of that, another 100 additional points. Again, there are a lot of 5 and 10 point criteria. There's also a couple 20-point criteria. So it's easy to build up the points. I think the city that I've seen with the most might have been Columbus. They had about 500 points all in. So it's definitely possible. And then the platinum designation. What they want to see for this is they want to see instant permitting. So there is a program called Solar App Plus. What that does is it automates all of your permitting activities for solar. You can also integrate EV charging, I believe, that if it's not there yet, they have that rolling out soon as a part of the program. So really cool, but they do want to see that just fully automated because the technology exists and it's good. They also want to see you post solar metrics, whatever they happen to be. They're not going to define what they want you to see, but they want you to be very clear with your community as to what your solar goals are. They want to see you have solar on your city hall or some other city building. And then they also want you to develop some community partnerships. So it's not too static in terms of who you can work with or what kind of partnership it is. There's a lot of wiggle room there, but they do want to definitely know that you are working with community organizations to also help promote solar on the private side as well. And then a total of 350 points. So that's another 150 on top of the gold standard. So in terms of credits, I won't read through all of this, but just to kind of wrap it up, there's a permitting and inspection category, 28 different activities that you can do, 275 points total. So yeah, as I was saying, that's averaging about 10 points per activity, not too difficult. Planning and zoning, 26 different criteria or activities that you can do. There's 215 points behind there. For government operations, 14 different activities and almost 200 points. The community engagement side, 13 different activities and 90 points. And then market development, 10 different activities and 155 points that you can build up. So hitting that 350 for a platinum designation is no problem. There's definitely plenty you can do. Again, this is something that you're going to want to go through the guidebook and get a really good understanding of, are there activities that you actually want to complete? If there are, I know the first time I read it, I wanted to do everything in it. It was just really exciting, great ideas on things that you can do. I definitely encourage all of you to check it out and see what excites you, and then think about pursuing those. And what we can do is we can build up and see what kind of designation you might be able to get from there. All right, and so your next steps as part of this, definitely review that guidebook, take a look at the different activities, make sure there's enough in there that you want to undertake, even if it's tough, because if it's tough, we'll figure out a way to get it done. But see if there's things that excite you and feel right for your community. You want to make sure that you have support of leadership. Even if it's just a thumbs up and not something on paper, knowing that they will at least not be standing in your way of trying to accomplish all of the different things that you need to do. You are definitely going to want buy-in from your planning, zoning, and permitting departments. So I would say get in touch with those directors now. Make sure that they will be a supporter of the process. And I would also encourage discussing with them the amount of work that they might need to do. For the most part, it's not a lot, but there are some things that they certainly will have to review and provide input on and things like that. And then you definitely want to talk to whomever it happens to be at the city that's in charge of the web page, and make sure that you can update it and add a solar landing page somewhere in there so that you can go after the designation that you want to go after. Once you've gone through those different things, that's when you would want to officially enroll with Solsmart. And Tana, I've already connected you with Scott. Seems he just wrote us back today. So hopefully those conversations can get going. But as soon as you're all good, reach out to Solsmart, get officially enrolled, and then we can kind of take the next steps from there. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me directly. Happy to do that. Also, feel free to start conversations with Solsmart at any time on this. All right, Tana, do I have time for questions?